Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I'm Kanastip and this is going to be part 82 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as Egypt. And we return to a campaign where I have re-established a foothold on Sicily. Here in Lilybaeum, I do have my forces here and we're going to be retraining for this turn. In fact, looks like I'm training an assassin trying to take back or take out this diplomat here. That's pretty ambitious, but we will see how that works out. Now, I do have an option. I could kind of run out and take on these 3 units. They're powerful units, so it would be nice to kind of get rid of them while they're kind of out here exposed. But I'm just going to hang tight, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to hang tight. If they want to remain there, that's fine. If more forces want to march on Lilybaeum, that's fine. Then I can maybe sally out, but for now, I'm going to be just kind of retraining my soldiers and awaiting help, I think. At least for now. I mean, I'll retrain my soldiers, and then I'll march out once I have peasants trained up that can garrison here in Lilybaeum as well. Yeah, I think that is going to be the play. And now, I do have my faction heir, Ramos the Mean, who's about to hop on these boats, and he's going to be sailing out east and picking up forces here in Carthage and Thapsus, and they can be reinforcing here in Sicily. And I do have another army here sailing west. Here, is it? Where did he go? Is it you? Yeah, it is you. Yeah, led by Alexander Kassaros, and he might also be going to Sicily. Kind of depends on who gets there first. Whoever gets there first will be going to Sicily, and then whoever gets there next will be going to Italy. And here, we're going to be taking Tarentum next turn, I imagine. Thanks to my faction heir, Cassicam. Is it Cassicam Epiphanes? Yeah. Alright, perfect. So that's going to be that. And so I might take 2 settlements in this episode. I would like to. We're getting close, folks. We're getting close. 45 regions controlled, 5 left. And we're looking at them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, wait. Oh, what? 1, 2. Oh, this. Yeah, right. I already control that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is going to be Rome itself. The 50th settlement that I take. The last one in this campaign. So for now, I'm just going to be controlling. I'm just going to be looking at my taxes. In fact, I think I had some spies I wanted to. Yeah, I want to just keep an eye on my, my protectorate. But other than that, I'm just going to be taking a look at my taxes and then moving on because I think I'm at the end of this turn. Here we are in the next turn, and I am going to be attacking Tarentum. Ready to go here. Looks like we have ourselves a Scipii assassin just kind of hanging out. So I can train up an assassin of my own to see if I can hunt him down. Hopefully he's still visible during the next turn. And they did pull back here in Sicily, which makes sense. So they all consolidated their forces underneath. Who is it going to be? Tertius Pupienus, 3-star general, and you know what I just realized too is that I should have brought up a general to command this army. I think for a minute there I wasn't sure if I was going to survive, and now here I am surviving, thinking, I should have myself a general. So I think that it's going to be Mirsher. Not sure how to pronounce that. Philopater, 3-star general, pretty good attacker. So he's going to be a 5-star when he's attacking. And then untouched by fear, so +1 morale, which is very good. And then I think he has another, understanding of logistics as well, another +1 morale, so that's pretty good. He has the casualty replenishment. So overall, not a bad general, eh? You see the 3 stars and you think it's kind of average, but overall, I mean, that +2 morale, not too shabby. So it's too bad because I did just move out this fleet from the port of Leptis Magna, and they could have been carrying him to Sicily, but we'll have to wait until this is where I'm bringing all my boats to get rebuilt. So that's going to be okay. We can bring him up next turn. He'll get there in a few turns, I suppose. That is fine because for now I'm just going to be hanging out in Lilybaeum, retraining my soldiers, and that's okay. I think that it's going to be this force reaching next to assist in Sicily. So if anything, they might be the ones making the attack on Syracuse, or at the very least, this army outside of Syracuse, depending on what they do. I wonder if they would attack Lilybaeum. They got, you know, they have a lot of heavy infantry, but I think they're a bit damaged as well. Got some artillery, so they have that going for them. And I just have the tier 3 walls here. Yes, I do. Yeah, I am poor. I'm shockingly poor. I guess I'm just paying a lot of upkeep for all my troops. So, yeah, we have to take some more territory here. So let's just kind of jump on in. Yeah, we have our gear all built up here, so it's assault. And it's going to be, I think, the Urban and Praetorian in both armies, I think. Yep, Urban and Praetorian. So 2 Urbans, 2 Praetorians. And if I can catch the 2 that are outside the walls before they get inside, that would be ideal. I mean, I have the chariots to do so. The chariots and the cav to kind of really catch those guys out. So that's going to be the play. And then once we get into the city streets itself, yeah, fighting 2 heavy infantry in the city streets is going to be tough, but I have my archers. Hopefully I can just kind of blast them. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to have my chariots grouped up on this side, and my cav is going to be on the other side with my general, and we're going to be trying to get around to the back to try to cut off those units that are going to be coming in from that side. And then in the front, just in case, if they do decide to defend the walls with any of their units, even if it's just 1 unit, I'm not going to be sending my Desert Axes in to die against them. That's just, as I've seen many times, again and again and again, that's just suicidal. So instead, what I would do in that case is just use the sapping point. I actually like the sapping point's position right here because it kind of, well, it's in a good position where, you know, the enemy could just be right here on the walls, and if I do use it, I could just use the siege towers as a kind of a firing platform with their ballistas to support the ground assault through the gap. And sure, that fight also is kind of grindy, but at least in that case, I can kind of use my archers and just kind of blast that unit which is in the gap. It's tough firing, you know, frontally into a unit like that, heavy infantry, but I think that that's better than sending my Desert Axes onto the walls. So let's go ahead and just get my guys. They're not hard grouped because I want them all running, and I want to make sure that this gets done. It's done right. So let's go here.
Send them to the afterlife.
And here. And let's try to catch these guys out. And we are seeing a unit down on the streets. It looks like they're not defending the walls. Okay, that's fine too. So let's go ahead in and let's take these walls so that we can take the gates. And how are we doing here? Are we going to be able to catch these guys? Oh, we better. We better. All right, looks like we're going to have reached them here before they get to the walls. So let's just kind of come around here and then come around here. And maybe wait for, I mean, if they're going to hang out and stop here, we don't need to suicide ourselves into their pilum. Let's wait for the chariots to come on in. Which is not going to be long. Yeah, they're coming in pretty fast. Oh, yep, you guys can run. Yep, you guys can run. And chariots, come on in here. And you go, and then you go, and then you just keep kind of coming back here, and then you guys go back as well. Try not to take any pilum shots, and yeah, looks like those chariots are coming up real quick. 2 units are going to be hitting that urban cohort there, so let's go ahead and get a rear charge in there. And then, yeah, you guys make sure that you're just getting away. So yeah, Nile Cavsy, get chariot archers up here as well. And looks like, yeah, they've already routed one of my chariots. So hopefully my Nile Cav can kind of fend them off. And these Praetorians are really... Alright, come on, General. Keep running. Keep running. Don't get caught by infantry. Jesus Christ. Alright, almost. Here, there they go. Alright, let's turn around and hit them. And now the Urbans have finally decided to run away. And the Praetorians broke as well. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. Chariots, get back here. Don't get shot by towers, please. And thank you. And then you guys better fucking run these guys down. Yeah, none of those urbans better get inside. In fact, alright, turn you guys off of fire at will and then send the cav in just because they're better at chasing people. Yeah, none of these guys get inside. That's the rule. That's the rule. Okay, so now do I come around to the front where I can get back into the fight, or do I send infantry around the top of the walls to open the gates for me? That is the question. I guess we could just meet them halfway.
This general is the
Right.
perfect enemy. He does not stand but runs away. Is there any point in killing him?
Just in time for my desert axes to breach the walls, so let's get up here. And that's going to be really nice once we take the gate, and the city center's right dead ahead. So let's get
Your men have
spears
taken the walls.
over here,
Now
and
the way
gateway
to
now
your
belongs to us.
victory is clear.
Perfect. So Pharaoh's guards, come on up. And spear or archers, come on up as well. And then desert axes, you can go ahead and drop your siege tower. You get up here. And that's all of them. That looks good. Alright. So now desert axes. Now go ahead and meet our cabin chariots halfway and open that gate for them. I think that's the politest thing that you can do. My forces are now set up here on the edges of this city plaza, and I'm going to put my archers into fire at will so that they can start... Wait, are you guys not in range of these guys? Oh, goddamn. Alright. I thought that they were in range. My bad. Alright, so let's try to sneak... Let's see here. Let's try to scooch a little bit. Just scooch a little bit here so that we can make room for the archers to get range on this infantry. And let's see here. Axes in the back now have room to scooch up as well. And then I do have my cav and my general all hanging out on that side in the alleyway. My chariots are outside. They don't need to come into the city. Cities are just bad for chariots. And are you guys going to have space here? You guys going to figure it out? Looks like it. Looks like you needed to spread out for some reason. That's okay. I'll allow it. As long as you are able to bring those filthy Romans into our lines. Looks like we're already taking down a few of them. Looks like it's the Urbans. Nice. Yeah, take down those Urbans. I'd love to see it. Yeah, wreck those guys and have them just run around like lunatics, showing their backs to us. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfecto. Yes, yes, more of that. More of that. Turn around. Give us a little spin. It's just shocking that even with all of that firepower, they're still down to only 49 men. That's really not that bad for how many arrows I've been shooting at them. So yeah, 47 men. They're getting some Pelum tosses in here. My Pharaoh's Guard are all lined up here, ready to take that charge. But yeah, these guys are not going to like this fight. This is a bad fight for Pharaoh's Guard. Let's send in this unit to try to assist. And now these guys are going to try to bring in that unit of Praetorians, it appears. Yeah, I don't want to bring my cav in to help out until those Praetorians get off the plaza. But yeah, as long as these guys are poking them, they're doing okay. If those guys are poking these guys down, you know what? That's actually better than I expected. Yeah, they got their spears down. They're keeping them at, you know, spear's length, which is what you want. Don't want to be fighting those Urbans with knife combat like these guys are. These guys have their daggers out. No, that's not how you want to be fighting the Urbans. Alright, General's been taken down, and Urbans are going to be running. And the Praetorians have not... Are you guys shooting at them? I have to imagine they are. And what are these guys doing? What are you guys doing, crazies? Alright, get them desert axes. They're just in there. He's trying to find his way back to the plaza. I don't know how he got lost. And here we go. Alright, now the Praetorians are coming off. And we still have plenty of ammo. Good. Good, I was worried that we already used up all of it, but we haven't. We have a lot. We have a lot of ammo left. So let's just rearrange my lines here. And at this point, I can bring my cav on. So let's go general. You come on here, and then the rest of the cav can charge on as well. Spears are ready. And there's 62 of them. Okay. So 62 of them. Let's go ahead, send in the Desert Axes. And that's it.
Enemy cowards, run!
And the battle, that'll
Victory
do.
lies in your grasp, and there is nothing the enemy can do but run.
Alright, now the Bruttii have completely lost their position here in southern Italy, so that's pretty dope. Yeah, take that, Bruttii. Take that. So we are going to exterminate 21,000 to be massacred, 19,000 denarii gained from looting. Do that, and the people are pretty chill about it. Let's go ahead and retrain what we can. And let's go ahead and recruit a peasant and repair the siege engineer. Apparently that got damaged. I don't know if that got damaged in this fight. I mean, must have been damaged beforehand, I suppose. And let's see here. Should I start to, let's see, public baths? Probably don't need that. There's not too many people left. But execution square to reduce some corruption would be nice, always. Yeah, always welcome that. And then hopefully we can make our march. Oh, do we have our assassin? No, we got our assassin coming next turn. Got it. Alright, got it. So, do I wait for my other army to make my march on Capua? I don't think so. 2 legionary cav, 1 urban cohort, 1 praetorian. So some chunky units. Ooh, actually, I should have been training the heavy onagers. That's what I should have been doing. Ugh, okay. I should have artillery to attack Capua. I should. Yeah, epic stone walls, that's no joke. Okay, so let's do that. It's gonna take 4 turns to train up 2 units of heavy onagers, but that's okay. That's gonna give this navy or this army time to reach Sicily. And then my faction leader, he's gonna be able to pick up troops here in North Africa before sailing onto... yeah, he's going to be reinforcing Italy, I suppose. In fact, I just have basic onagers here. I don't have any heavy onagers in North Africa. I don't think so, do I? No, basic onagers. Basic onagers. Yeah, I don't know if that's good enough for those epic stone walls. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Down here in Egypt, Memphis is still suffering from the plague, and however, my army here is ready to go. And these are the units that were trained while the settlement's suffering plague, but I don't think that plague is transferred through the soldiers, which is weird. It's just the characters, right? Because we don't get any indication that the unit itself is carrying plague, so yeah. So my thinking is, rather than retrain them here, because I'm going to retrain them here in Alexandria anyway.
My liege.
So what I can do is pull you out, and then pull all these guys out,
Orders?
and then put you in,
My liege.
and then put you in as well. And then cancel this for now, because we're just going to be retraining this entire army so that they get all experience upgrades as well. And that's going to be the first top tier army that I've trained up in this entire campaign. And, oh shit, yeah, I gave it to, yeah, damn. So even though the units don't display plague, they do carry it. Okay. Alright, well, I'm glad that I learned that. And, quite frankly, if I may say so, I'm glad that I learned that now, at this stage of the campaign, and not, like, at some point of the campaign where it's super vital. So, like, alright, yeah, okay, so now I know. God damn it. That's fine, I suppose. I wanted these armies to get involved at some point because they're so cool, but, you know, I got closer forces that are on the way, so that's fine too. This is pretty troll right here. This is a unit of peasants that's getting attacked by the Scipii, just their one unit of archers actually. It's weird because these are peasants that I just trained, so they're right outside of Lilybaeum, but they're not being reinforced by the garrison in Lilybaeum. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Yeah, withdraw if you can.
Lives.
Yeah, that's weird. So what? There's no way. They bribe. How did they bribe Lilybaeum? I had a full stack in Lilybaeum. What the hell? Where even is the diplomat? I've been looking for the bugger because he was there and I trained an assassin and then he wasn't there anymore. Oh, that is absurd. How are they doing? I'm blockading all of their settlements. How are they bribing these guys? And where is the diplomat? Oh, that is so troll. Oh my god. That is so frustrating. Huh. Yeah, that feels like cheating. Okay, yeah, I don't say that very often. And in the instances where, like, I don't know, like where you can kind of say like the AI cheats, where I don't know, if you talk about like AI bonuses and battles and very hard difficulty, I feel like it's like well balanced enough to where it's not a big deal. But that was a full stack in Lilybaeum. And that had to have been pretty goddamn expensive, but it wasn't. I mean, obviously there wasn't a general there. So that's the issue, I suppose, is there's no general there. Gosh, if I just had a diplomat there, would that have made the difference? You know, because essentially it seems like the influence is being tied to it, right? So like influence is something that a diplomat has, or a character like a general or governor has, but spies and assassins don't have influence, so that doesn't like increase the price of the bribe. So my assassin in Lilybaeum didn't increase the price. Apparently they were able to afford it, even whatever the case. So also the question is, does the settlement itself also increase the bribe, or is it just like bribing the army itself? Is it just that flat rate? Does it mean if it's inside of a settlement or not? Which is weird, because it would be so weird if it was just the garrison, you know, because if you're like bribing a settlement, it would be like, all right, the whole townspeople, you know, the administration, the local nobility would all be in on it, like saying, hey, it's not just the garrison, you have to bribe us too. So yeah, it'd be really weird if it was just the garrison. I know you could just bribe the garrison. Again, I'm speaking, you know, historically from a role-playing perspective. I know you could just bribe them. So if that is the avenue that they went, I get it. In that sense, I can see it, I do. But man, I just don't see them having the money. And I understand also, and I've mentioned this before, but I do understand that it seems like the AI does have just, it just prints its own money for diplomacy stuff. And I had sort of wondered if that was just for other things, like other diplomacy stuff other than bribing, because bribing's the obvious one, right? Like if it can print its own money for bribing, that's overpowered, right? You know, that's like cheating, right? But printing its own money for like other diplomacy stuff is kind of like just kind of giving the AI the ability to kind of play along with the game that the human wants to play. And so that I understand, you know, if you're trying to extract money from the AI for certain things, and since it prints money for that, it's like, okay, that's fine, because it's letting the AI play with a system that it might not be able to figure out otherwise. But if it's just printing its own money so they can bribe an entire ass garrison in a settlement twice, that is absurd. That is so absurd. That is so fucking frustrating. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Oh man, I've been playing this campaign too long for that shit to happen.
Ship's ready.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. And I'm not even like rich enough to just bribe them back. I do have, well, there's,
Sire,
There's no one inside. And I can't get this peasant inside. That'd be hilarious. But I can't get him inside.
Ready to sail.
I have this assassin that I brought out because he was going to come up here to hunt down. Oh yeah, there's an assassin over here that he's going to hunt down. But yeah, there's no diplomat here too. Like, that's the other thing, is that there's no diplomat here.
I kill to please you.
Wait a minute. Wait. You're not... Okay, so the assassins... Okay, it's just confusing. Yeah, no agents inside. Yeah, like, where is their diplomat that's doing this bribing? And I noticed that before, you know, like, where was he when it happened? I didn't remember seeing him, but then he kind of like popped up when, you know, when it happened. I was like, oh, there you are, you fucker.
Sire.
Is there like literally anyone I can, is there any,
Ready to sail.
I don't think I have troops in any of these boats. I have an agent. I have, okay, I have one unit of peasants here. Holy shit, can I come around here and just get in?
Set sail.
Splitting the troops.
Oh, exterminate these assholes. Okay, just because that's hilarious doesn't mean that doesn't. I'm no less mad, okay? I'm still furious. But that's very funny.
Ships ready.
Okay, can I get troops here quickly?
Ships ready.
I can get troops to like Syracuse quickly.
Yes, my lord.
Come on.
Sail.
Oh, fucking
Aye, my
A.
lord.
Oh god, it looked like they were able to see. That's another thing, is that it's not quite accurate where it tells you, you know, within the movement range, and you say, oh, it can move, and then you go, no, somehow there's like a disembarking movement range that I'm not quite familiar with yet, because that looked like it was possible, but then it's not, and it's just like, okay, that's really shitty.
Aye, my lord. Aye, great lord.
Yeah. And what was I gonna do with you? Shit, I think I was gonna. I think you're one of the guys that I was bringing from out east, and you're gonna come out west. And I brought most of them to be governors of like Thapsus and Carthage, but then he was gonna go out west, out to Cirta. Do you have a governor? No, either Cirta or Tingi. And then he just got caught up in the naval war.
Aye, great lord.
And dies
Aye,
too.
great lord.
And he's still here. He's 50 years old, so he might be too old to bring out west. But man, he has a lot of stuff. No management, which is kind of crazy. But 1 point of influence. Okay, so 17,000 in the treasury, 19,000 actually. And yeah, plague in Alexandria. That's just really shitty. Past childbearing age. Oh shit, this is like the first time I've seen that in this entire campaign. Huh. Eurydice has, no suitable husband has been found for this great lady, and she has retired to prepare herself adequately for an afterlife spent in the company of our noble pharaoh. Jesus, she's not gonna commit suicide, is she? What is she, like 34? I mean, come on. This makes it sound like she's gonna die. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that yet in this campaign. It seems like they're usually pretty good at finding their own husbands. But I would imagine that I just have too many characters, would be my guess. Yeah, that's my guess. Coming of age, Taharka. Kilometer. Here in Leptis Magna. Doubtful courage, -1 morale. That's pretty shitty. Yep, that's pretty shitty. Could have used someone to marry Eurydice instead. Maybe he would have been better.
To sail.
Ah, here's the general that I was looking for. This is the guy that I brought from Leptis Magna. Man, I have a lot of boats in the water. It is hard to keep track sometimes. Alright, can I bring you on shore?
Aye, my lord.
And can you get
All
into the settlement?
ashore.
You can't. But you can attack this guy.
Possible, sire.
And
Engage
really,
the
that's an
enemy.
even fight? With archers? Seriously, that's an even fight. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight it. Defeat! No fucking way. He had 0 kills? against archers.
To the hills!
And he just retreats back to the...
Sire.
Wait, you can't get to the settlement?
Aye, my lord.
Jesus
Set
Christ.
sail!
That is so derpy. Like, even in auto-resolve, that is so weird. Because it's my understanding... This is why that's weird. It's my understanding that auto-resolve is basically like a melee combat dice roll. That's my understanding, so that I didn't think that archers and skirmishers and range units really had much of a play in auto-resolve battles for that reason. There's that fucking diplomat. Why wasn't he visible?
Ready to sail!
God damn it. I know this assassin's not gonna be able to kill him, but
Going ashore.
I have to try. 25% chance. That's higher than I thought. And you got him. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Vivius Statius. Is that the assassin's name or the guy's name? But yes. Oh. Yes. Fuck yes. Hell yeah, dude.
To please you.
Man. Yeah, 4 eyeballs worth. Yes. So awesome. Can you kill that guy?
Approaches.
24% chance? Alright. It's not that high, but okay. Man, this has been a very emotional
Ready to
intern here.
sail!
Okay, so this army can
Ready
get
to
on to
sail.
shore next turn, and they can either attack these guys or do something else, and then that archer, so he would have to lay siege if he wanted to attack Lilybam.
Aye, great lord!
I have this freaking guy who, I guess maybe he could just, I don't know, maybe hire some mercenaries, or maybe, I really don't want to fight that
Ships
battle.
Ready!
Seems like a really stupid fight.
Ready to sail! Aye, great lord!
Let's get these boats
Set
back inside so
sail.
that I can retrain. And, oh yeah, that's why I wanted to get my general inside, is so that
Ready.
they don't get bribed anymore, but the diplomat's gone. Why wasn't he visible? That's so weird. Like, don't get it. Feels like that should have been visible to me. Alright, but this army is very close, I think. Close. Let's get... So there's that, and now we just need 1 chariot and 1 archer chariot. I think we're good. So archer chariot
general.
and
Mighty
chariot.
general.
And I think, yep, I'm good. That's the army that I want. All right, so he can land,
Ships ready!
right?
Aye, great lord! Set sail!
Off the boats.
Yeah,
My
get
liege.
that guy.
Attack!
Get that guy. All right.
Glorious victory!
There. Now can you get inside Lilybam?
Forward. Mighty general.
Yeah, I don't need that peasant inside. Peasant can hang out in the boat. And there we go. All right. Now you're not going to bribe my factionary, you fuckers. Jesus Christ. All right, so yeah, we'll just hang out in Lilybam for a turn.
Ships ready!
And then next turn, he can move out and assist this army.
great
They can
lord.
kind of just hang out together for a turn. And this general can get off his boat
Aye, great lord!
and then get into Lilybam just to, you know, make it harder for them to bribe. Just in case there's another diplomat hiding somewhere, like he pops out of the fucking volcano or some shit. He doesn't have any easy to bribe traits, does he? That would suck. Looks like he's good. Looks like there's nothing that makes him easier to bribe. Let me just double check this. Nope, 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 looking good. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna hold down Lilybam for me. Oh, okay, that should be fine.
Ready to
We're fine,
sail.
everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're probably not gonna be taking another settlement in this episode, but that's okay. We're gonna be getting set up so that we can take Syracuse and possibly Capua in the next episode. Yes, so let's go ahead and train up or build another heavy onager here in Croton.
Mighty general.
Yeah. Okay. And they continue to train stuff here in Capua. That makes me think... So these guys are ready to go, correct? They are. Let's see if we can get out.
March.
And is that going to be enough if we put peasants inside and lower Texas? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mighty general.
Let's just move on Capua. Even without our heavy artillery, we can lay siege to it. It's going to hold off for 10 turns, but we can lay siege to it and just see if they want to sally out. I wonder, would the Senate ever defend any of the other Roman factions? Or are they just going to hang out here in their province until I come and fight them? That would be kind of crazy if they did, because they do have 2 armies. One army is hiding. I know it is. Like hiding like right here or some shit. Or not.
Moving.
Or not. Stuff can just hide, I guess.
My ears are yours.
Hide wherever it wants.
My eyes
Yeah, let's move these guys up.
unseen.
I don't like it when shit hides from me.
My eyes are yours.
There, see, right there. Like, why couldn't I see you before? I guess you're hiding in that little forest thing. That's what it is. That's what it is. Sorry I blew up. Okay. So yeah, that would be interesting if they moved out to protect Capua, but I don't think that's how they operate. I don't think that's their MO. We do have the small matter of this Bruttii force here besieging my fort outside of Athens. In fact, I shouldn't even have this fort here anymore. Yeah. The issue is that if I sally out and fight this force, there's a chance that I might not be able to return to Athens. I don't know. It's close enough, but I'm not quite sure. Again, this goes back to me not having a great understanding of like kind of the movement distances of armies. So yeah, I don't know. And the risk is, I could move some peasants up in Corinth or Sparta and cover down, but I don't know if that's going to be enough either to keep it fine in these places. Tax is already very low, or low in Corinth and high in Sparta, so we could cover down there. Could I bring a general from Macedonia? So they've already... So they don't have any movement range. What about you? Could you just come over and...
Set sail.
So you could get halfway back. Actually, maybe not, because once they get in, maybe that's going to reduce their movement even more.
Ships ready.
So who'd I bring? Someone with a lot of influence, which is no one really. Someone who is going to be able to keep the people of either Athens or Corinth happy, whoever I can get to. So maybe it's going to be you.
Mighty general. Onward.
And you can get to there, so you can maybe get there next turn. And they're not going to have their siege equipment built until next turn anyway, so that's fine, possibly. Let's go ahead and train up a peasant, and let's train up a peasant and a peasant, just so that we can try to cover down next turn and make sure. And then I'll once this has been dealt with, I'm just going to dismantle that fort. I can even disband these 2 soldiers inside, because yeah, I would rather defend from Athens itself. I do have the large stone walls. So, yeah, that'd be better. Also, this army is ready to go. Another army led by Nefertitiabet Philadelphos. And yeah, we'll pop them on. And, oh shit, oh, they can just get there. Oh. Well, dang. Well, dang. Yeah, let's just do that then. Can you guys actually land, or cannot disembark here? So I guess it's because of the... is that like cliffs or something? Is that what's going on? Can you disembark over...
Aye, my lord.
Oh, he actually could.
Off the
Okay.
boats. Out of moves, great lord.
Okay, that makes my decision easier. So either like...
My liege.
I would rather not damage this army, actually. I'd rather just use this army to push these guys off. You can hold down the fort here in Athens. And then we'll switch places. That's fine. In fact, we could even not train these peasants anymore. There we go. That's fine. Alright, so here in Egypt, these armies are just a mess now. Now there's no plague in Memphis, but there's plague in Alexandria. Just gotta wait for that to burn itself out. And then I can go back to training up these dudes. In fact, who's gonna be my general? I have no generals down here.
My liege. Mighty general.
You know what I could do? I could pick up a general either in Cadonia, or I got some generals here in Rhodes. Some options potentially. Yeah, maybe you, Ramos. Or you're not that old. 46, you still got some time left. So maybe that's what we'll do, is pick up a general there in Rhodes. Or would it be Salamis? I got 3 in Salamis as well. 26, 22, okay. Okay.
Ships ready.
We got some options, and yeah, these armies are... They're almost done, but yeah, they're not gonna get out to the theater of war in time. Who knows? This, as we all know, this campaign has been going along a lot slower than you would think. Ah, okay. So during the interim phase, the Senate actually did come out, and they're gonna try to defend Capua. Okay, interesting. I'm glad to know that that's how that works. Also interesting in that I'm just facing them. It's not going to be the Capua garrison. Okay, so what do we have here? Sextius Afranius, 2-star general. And what you got? So we know nothing about you. Or that's just all he has, is no traits or anything. And as far as his army goes, so yeah, 2 heavy onagers, a regular onager, a ballista, and then there's a lot of Hastati, or at least a fair amount of Hastati. So what do we see? Like 3 Hastati units. And then we see an early Legionary First Cohort and a Legionary First Cohort. So those are 2 decent units. Then the Equites, Velites, and then Praetorian Cav. You know, that guy, some Praetorian Cav, sure. And Praetorian Cohorts and Principes and Legionaries. It's a real mix, isn't it? They even have a gladiator unit, even got some pigs. Man, they just couldn't decide what direction they wanted to go with this army. Oh, interesting. I mean, I like my army comp, so I'm pretty confident here, and my general's quite good as well. I thought, well, I think he's better than 3 stars. I thought he had more than that. Maybe he has some morale traits or something, but in any case, let's fight this one.
The enemy are here. They are ready to meet their gods. Take up the sword and be ready when the moment comes to fight. And as the battle is joined, remember, my noble soldiers, they have fear in their hearts. Fear of you.
We have ourselves on the uphill of a decent little slope here, which is okay. Yeah, this is not bad. I have a little forest here, which we could hide stuff in if we wanted to. Not initially. We'd have to kind of come in and go from there. And they do have a lot of artillery, so I'm not... I don't know how keen I am on that. I'll see. I mean, I can see if I can creep my dudes inside. Yeah. Yeah, they do have a lot of artillery. And they can probably just hit me right away, can't they? Yeah, maybe. Maybe they can. And Chariot Archers, are they shooting right away at their artillery? I gotta keep an eye on that, because if I can skirmish a little bit with these guys, that could be nice. But I don't want to get shot by catapults. That would suck. That's what I was talking about. Yep, getting hit by catapults. Man, I'm not really in range of their stuff either. Man, I just got wrecked. Alright, get out of there. Get out of there. And are you guys hiding or not quite? Not quite, but I think I do want to just send you guys over and start wrecking this stuff. And yeah, let's send you guys as well. Let's just send them. Go, 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 and we'll just kind of hang out over here on this side, and they're going right on in with my... Ooh, I'm not quite set up yet. Oh, shit. Not quite set up, so they're going to get to my archers. Oh, wait. Yep, you guys can run. Definitely run. Please run. Please run. Please run. Yep, you guys go there. And then you guys go there into the Praetorian Cav. And on this side, what do we have here? Early Legionaries, let's go. And we can even send them in. And then how are our Cav? Cav, go into them, please. And get into them, please. And you get into them, please. And then, oh, you're getting caught by shit. Oh, that's what's happening. Alright, well, don't get caught by stuff. That's against the rules. Come here, and I think that's the general, so let's fight him. And then let's get back over here. So they want to get into my archers. Very smart. And let's get my Desert Axes fighting Principes. And then, yeah, so general goes down. So let's get a charge in here, and then here with my chariots and start wrapping up their line. And then, yeah, let's get my chariot archers up as well. We can start harassing them up here. And here, axes get in, and axes get in here, and then here. And there we go, starting to wrap guys up. You can run too. Yep, you're all allowed to run. Alright, people still following us. Equites, get in here and get in here. And looks like you didn't. Looks like you dropped orders. That's my guess. My guess is you dropped orders. There's no way I could have made a mistake. Nope, that's how it works. Alright, so the enemy army is running away, so yeah, let's start to run stuff down, eh? So how did we do? It looks like we did kill 94% of their guys, and we lost 20% of ours. Okay. Seems like a lot, but I guess our infantry did take a bit of a beating. Yeah, looks like these guys got a little bit banged up. Is this battle over yet or what? What do we... I also like the volcano in the background. That's pretty epic looking. Oh, here we go. Okay, got some sneaky little dudes hanging out over here. So let's ride these guys down as well.
Destroy them!
Sweet.
There we go. So we lost 268, and just want to see. So we did heal some casualties. Okay, and the chariots, yes, that's what I wanted to see. Pharaoh's bowmen as well. Pharaoh's guards, yeah, that looks okay. And casualties inflicted, 161 by the general. Pharaoh's guards got 32, 2, and 51. And then bowmen, 56, 75, 62, 37. Nile Cav, 46, 15, 59, and 0. No shit. And Desert Axes, 42, 36, 41. That's probably the most kills I've ever seen on Desert Axes. And then, yeah, chariots, 52, 125, 56. And then chariot archers, 83 and 86. Pretty well-rounded. Like to see it. Yeah, a little hectic, but it all worked out.
Victory!
And that's like half of... Wait, what? There's a third Roman army? Where are these guys hiding? I have spies around this entire peninsula. Where are these Roman armies hiding? Fucking A. Okay, so is this army... Can I even fight another army? I'm a little banged up. It's not that bad, I guess. But this is a much better general. Fucking A. Alright. Luckily, my guy's now a 6-star general. Okay, cool. And against a 5-star. So I just gained 3 stars or something. You know, is that just what happened? And this army. So how is this army? It's not as strong. Actually. It does have 1 unit of legionaries. And it does have a handful of triarii, so like some good spearmen for sure, which is, you know, pretty good against, you know, all of my mounted stuff. But yeah, Principes and Astati make up the bulk of this army. Velites, I'm not seeing any archers. 1 unit of war dogs, and then, yeah, gladiators. And just the 1 legionary, yeah. How many triarii exactly? I want it 1, 2, 3. I'm counting 3. There's a lot of purple. My eyes are starting to go cross-eyed. Alright, let's fight this one. We're not going to have quite the same type of hill advantage as we had before. Well, it kind of depends. If they deploy down there, we can roll up on them, but we'll see. We'll see where they deploy. So, yep, they're over there. So we might be able to finagle this. So let's kind of rotate my center quickly. Let's get my chariot archers up front to kind of stall their advance a little bit. And then let's get my desert axes over here. And then Nile Cav over here as well. My chariot archers are now getting some shots in on the approaching infantry. And yeah, this is a much lighter army. So let's just back up here and give them a little bit of space while we continue. Just stay in range, continue to poke them. And then yeah, this is going to be my hammer arm right here. Pounding into, what are they? Okay, that's the Triaria. That's not the guys. Spears, do they even have a bonus versus chariots in this game? I feel like I've looked at it and then I keep forgetting, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but anyway, Principes go on in, and Nile Cav go on in. Principes, yep, just charge these guys down, go here and then here. And then what do we have? Roman Armored General. We can send in chariots and Nile Cav, and then my own general can pop in as well. And Principes, let's send in my desert axes here. You guys can run. Yeah, you guys can definitely... Running is always an option. Yeah, definitely. And just keep pulling back here. Yeah, pull back and drag these legionaries through the mud. And just roll them up on this side. Yeah, let's go here, and then here. And we're winning, right? Tell me we're winning. Maybe you guys should come down here and help out as well. And it looks like we're routing some stuff. The general's still fighting. Let's send my spears in. Let's see. So they're charging. Oh, they charge right into my phalanx. So that's fun for them. All right, chariots go in here. And yeah, Triaria, that's not the guys I want to be fighting. Triaria, they're gonna eat me.
The leader runs away.
And then on this side, let's send my chariot archers into melee against these legionnaires and try to just break them, so they don't roll up my flank here. And Spears, can you turn around and fight these guys like a normal human being, please? There we go. That's the route on that side. And they're routing shit. What are you, Hastati? Yeah, get this Hastati down, please. Principes should die to my desert axes. Triarii. And Samnak gladiators. Yeah, get into the Velites, please, and thank you. Yeah, we routed them on that side. The general still hasn't died yet, has he? I feel like he's kind of getting away wherever he is. Yep, Spears can face up. And what do we have here? Triarii. I would like to get them. This army is fighting pretty hard. You can tell that their general's influence is really doing a lot for them. The fact that a lot of these units still haven't broken yet. Yeah, definitely doing some good stuff for them. Come on, run down these Velites. And chariots are trying to run down these Velites on this side. Yep, run down those Velites and then try to get all these guys over on this side.
The enemy cowards
Now we won the battle,
drive them from the
but
battlefield.
did we... So we got 91% of them, but we didn't kill the general, did we? No, we did not. That sneaky bugger. Yeah, he's not there. So we're not going to get him there. Yeah, that's too bad. So this army is probably going to escape just because we didn't get the freaking general. Gosh darn it. Oh well, as long as we survive, I guess. It's you know, it's kind of funny because they could have just had both of their armies team up on me, right? You know, it's kind of dumb that they didn't just 2v1 me. Well, we got 1,300 kills and we did lose 300 men. And let's see, casualties healed. Yeah, we got some more guys back, but still, my guys are taking some lumps. Ugh, I don't know. Do I need to retreat back to Tarentum?
Victory!
I might have to. Because I don't know. I mean, Rome's pretty wide open, aren't they?
Orders!
But I don't think I can take this place. the idea was I was going to lay siege to it and then just kind of bring up my heavy onagers when they're ready, which, you know, this one's going to be ready at the end of this turn, so that's kind of ironic. But I don't think so. I think that... I mean, okay, so the other factions, like the Julii, would they send any armies? I would hope not, but honestly, I'm a little bit spooked by how these armies have just been hiding from me, because look at how many spies I have on the peninsula. And both of those armies just kind of snuck up on me. Like, what kind of magic is that? Unless it's just that the highways are making their movement pretty insane. I guess that could just be what it is. If they were here and one army was here and they could attack me through here, I guess that makes sense. And then the army was here and they attacked me through here. That must be what it is, right? Yeah, that must be what happened. Yeah, but I'm very tempted just to go back to Tarentum. If anything, my faction leader's army, who...
Aye, great lord, ready to sail.
Where did he go?
Ships ready.
So many boats.
Orders. Ready to sail.
So many
Aye, great
boats.
lord.
Nope, that's not my faction. Oh, I put him on here. Oh, I put him in Lily Bam. Right, that's right. I remember now. Oh, right. So the idea, the plan
Ready
was
sail.
to bring
Ready to sail.
Mishwar Philopater into Lily Bam, bring my faction leader's army onto a boat, and then bring them to attack something. Okay. That still could be the plan. That still could be the plan. I could use him to lay siege to Capua, and then bring the heavy onagers up to support him. I could bring this army back to retrain, which it could do in a turn or two. Yeah, I think that is going to be the plan, but that's going to have to wait until next time. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. So until next time, this has been Concept playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.